1 + 1 is 2, right? Or is it 3? The human body does some strange things, and some things you wouldn't even believe. Today on rLounge, sometimes real life can be more amazing and difficult to believe than made-up stories. We dare you to believe. My boyfriend thinks I cheated on him because I'm pregnant, but I'm a virgin. Original post Sunday, July 9th, 2023. Yeah, pretty much exactly what the title says. I, 16 female, am a virgin. So is my boyfriend, 16 male. We're both young and neither of us are ready for sex. Personally, it's never been high on my radar, and from what he's told me, he's the same way. That being said, we've been together for a couple of years now, so things have still happened. I'd rather not go into detail on that, but you can get the picture. Think third base, I guess. Anyways, a couple of days ago, I went to the doctor because I've been feeling really sick lately. I did a urine test and a finger prick, and my doctor told me I was pregnant. Of course, I laughed at first because I thought she was joking, but no, I'm really pregnant. I kind of fell silent. She started talking about things like ultrasounds, prenatal vitamins, etc., but I cut her off and told her that wasn't possible because I've never had sex, therefore have never conceived. She explained to me that very, very few women can get pregnant by outer course, but it's still possible due to vaginal anatomy or something. I was, and still am, in complete and utter shock, so I kind of just left without any further explanation. I had driven myself because both of my parents work. I went straight to my boyfriend's house and he was the first person I told. I hadn't even texted or called in advance because I was crying, completely distraught. I don't know why, but it didn't even cross my mind that he would think I cheated. I would never do something like that. I explained everything to him about how we'd never technically had sex, but we got really close, and stuff can happen. He seemed pretty lost until I eventually told him I was pregnant, which is when he, rightfully, got pissed at me because how the F does that even happen without us having had sex? I tried so hard to explain to myself and ensure him that I'd never do that, ever. I told him that I'd take a DNA test or something to prove that, but he didn't believe a word and made me go home. The last thing he told me was, "I really trusted you." He looked like he was about to cry. Now I am blocked on everything, so I can't text or call explaining myself. I'll respect his decision if he wants to break up, but I need him to know I was never with anyone else. It's been killing me, knowing how hurt he must feel. Luckily, he hasn't told anyone that I'm pregnant because I haven't even told my own parents yet, but he has told people that I cheated on him, and now I'm losing friends and everything's gone to crap. This was already the worst, lowest point of my life, and it seems to be getting worse. I've basically locked myself in my room. I feel so depressed. I just need him to know. Whoa, this is wild. Although it's rare, it does happen, and your boyfriend's reaction is understandable since society only really talks about the natural way babies are made. I'm sorry you're going through this alone in the condition you are in right now, OP. Is there any way you can talk to your parents? If not, or you don't feel safe doing so, there's resources out there to help you through this. You aren't alone. Let's see if OP's boyfriend comes around. Update. Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. I don't use Reddit much, so I'm not sure if I was supposed to make this into a separate post or just edit the original, but you can find the OG on my account. Hi guys. I'm so sorry it took a couple of days to update. Things have been moving wildly slow, and I didn't want to create a whole post for each small thing that I had to update. So much has happened. First of all, I just want to specify a couple of things. Misconceptions as well as some key aspects I didn't do a good enough job explaining. No, my boyfriend didn't yell at me or call me names. He was angry, you could tell, but it was an extremely short conversation, and he was primarily silent. That's the type of person he is. Though we've had very few arguments, he usually goes quiet when he's mad. I'm not saying it was the right way to act at all, but it was understandable in my opinion, as the possibility of this happening was entirely new and confusing to both of us. He also never spread rumors about me, as some people were saying. I want to make that clear. He told his best friend, who told another one of his close friends, and you know how that works. Toxic gossip train. A few of our mutual friends who are generally closer to him or knew him first stopped talking to me. Again, that hurts a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I know that if I thought someone had cheated on my friend, I would drop ties with them instantly. I understand things like this seem a lot worse to adults who maybe forget what it's like to be young and immature because, I mean, we're 16, and that's what we are. I think people also forget that I was making this post very shortly after all of this had happened. He came to my house the morning after I made the post, and I apologized, explaining that he'd done a lot of research and felt bad for accusing me. He said he still didn't know if he fully trusted me, but wanted to at least help me while I went through this because, if anything, we've been best friends since we were small. He came over, and we told my parents together, explaining that I didn't know if it was pregnancy or illness, and I needed to get further testing done. They seemed disappointed that I hadn't told them I was sexually active, but my mom said she was more disappointed in herself for not teaching me about reproductive health. They're being as supportive as they can. So that all happened. Flash forward to the next day, Monday. I went to the doctor to get more blood testing done. I wanted to update then, but I had to wait until I got the results back, today. So far, after a full blood panel, all signs are still pointing to me being pregnant. The comments kind of got my hopes up, thinking it was most likely something else. My doctor explained that there was actually a slightly higher chance of me being pregnant than there was of a false positive because it's generally men with cancer who receive those. I don't know if he was going off statistics or personal experience, though. I'm not sure since there's still not a positive way to know if it's really a pregnancy. So I have an ultrasound scheduled for this Thursday, as it was the earliest possible appointment available. That will be the only way to properly confirm. If the ultrasound confirms that I'm pregnant, then I'm also going to ask about getting DNA testing as a form of paternity test. Finally, I want to disclaim something. I've lied about a lot of things before. Everyone has. But pregnancy isn't something I would ever touch. There are so many women in this world that want kids but are unable to have them, and I can't imagine what it's like for them to constantly see other people getting pregnant. It feels disrespectful and borderline offensive to lie about something like that, and I would never. I also want to say that I completely understand the people, primarily the ones from TikTok, hi guys, that think I cheated and this is all a cover-up story. I'm not going to try and win people over because your opinions genuinely don't matter to me. All I'm going to say is that this is a throwaway account that no one I know follows or has access to, so there would be no reason for any of that. If I actually wanted to convince people, then I would have posted it on my main, which my boyfriend and several other friends follow. Again, no one else but my boyfriend and my parents know about this at all, and I don't want them to. On a more positive note, I'd really like to thank all of the supportive comments and messages I got. They outweighed the negatives by far, and it's incredibly heartwarming and honestly surreal. I didn't expect this at all, but thank you, truly. I had multiple people message me and offer to pay for things like paternity tests, abortion access, and general expenses. And with each and every message, I cried. I can't believe that there are such kind-hearted people in the world, but thank you. Me and my parents have this covered, but the offer is enough, and I'm truly grateful for all of it. Hope to keep you guys posted. That's all for now. Oh, I'm glad your boyfriend is supporting you through this, even if he does have his doubts. That speaks volume of his character and just how much he loves you. And the fact that your parents have your back is refreshing. It's nice to know that they can get over their initial disappointment to support you. They sound like good parents. Edit. Update 2 won't post. So here it is, summarized. There's not much to say. I got an ultrasound and yes, confirmed the pregnancy. I was still holding on to a bit of hope that it might be something else. My doctor gave me a referral to go straight to a blood work lab. I have no idea what they're actually called. So me and my boyfriend could do a prenatal paternity test. I've never gotten a referral that quickly. Usually, you have to wait at least a day. But she sent me over for an appointment just an hour after the ultrasound, which was really great. We did the blood test, saliva swab, and now we just have to wait about a week for the results. Most likely getting an abortion, but still figuring out the safest way to do that out of state. Thank you to the people who have been supportive. Final update, Thursday, July 20th, 2023. Hey guys, sorry it's been a while, but I had to wait for results. I tried my best to respond to comments and messages, even on the places this was reposted, but there were lots. Thank you very much to the polite people. The paternity test just came back, and yes, like I kept saying, it was his. The only way it wouldn't have been was if it had been SA, which there was an extremely low chance of. But even so, I'm very grateful that nothing happened to me in my sleep, as some people had suggested. We found a great program that several of you had recommended to me called Plan C. They help provide women in no abortion states with abortion pills. It was very mentally difficult for me to go through with, but just this morning the pills came and we used a telehealth doctor to help. I now officially had an abortion. Woohoo! I was very on the fence about it, and honestly, I'm not doing too well now, but I know it was the right choice. Now to answer some questions. No, I'm not a bot. I'm also not old. I write well because I want to be an author. Writing has interested me since I was in elementary school, and it's something I work very hard at. I took AP Language last year, and I'm taking AP Lit this upcoming year, so I'm well educated on the subject. Obviously not so well educated in sex ed. I think some of you are wildly underestimating how articulate teens can be. We're not entirely clueless. Also, I got the paternity test because I could. Some people said it was strange to get one, even though I was most likely getting an abortion, but I don't think so. Personally, I believe it was very necessary, and honestly, it wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. My parents covered it. No, my boyfriend's parents never found out about any of this, and we don't ever want them to. They're not very good, stable people, and my boyfriend plans on going no contact pretty much as soon as he turns 18. Also, we're both 17 now. Anyways, thank you for all the support on this journey. It's been rough, but I know this all helped so much. Even now, I'm still getting DMs of people offering to help both financially and mentally, and genuinely that's amazing. I'll still be responding to comments if there are any, but when it comes to posting, goodbye. Now for some of the comments. First, I hope you can have a healthy recovery and wish you best for whatever comes your way. And maybe if you ever write a book, I hope it gets the attention it deserves. The next commenter says, today I learned you can actually take a paternity test as early as 7 weeks. My mind is actually blown by this. One more commenter. Honestly, OP, I've been reading along with these, and I just want to say I'm so proud of you. It's not easy to make the decision that you made, but I think there will be a time and a place in the future where you are mentally prepared to have a child. Wish you the best, and glad you could get the help and support you needed through this. It makes sense that you went with a paternity test because it seemed integral to maintain the relationship with your boyfriend. I think you both needed that for closure. Like the comment said, it's not easy to make the decision you made, but it is just that, your decision to make. Best wishes, OP. What do you think? Can you even believe it? Thank you for following along today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to say regarding today's content, we want to hear it. See you next time.